All right, happy Sunday morning to me. I guess it'd probably be something like Sunday morning to you, but I was getting all my camera gear set up. I'm going to be messing with a GT3 RS, a 997.2, a 2010, I believe, 10 or 11 GT3 RS today with my friend Wes from Titan Motorsports. So I was getting all my camera gear all cleaned up, batteries all charged, and so I figured I would throw the cameras on E92 here and go for a little spin. Give you an update on this puppy, on how it's doing on this Sunday morning. So hopefully we can get a little run around the neighborhood here cleanly. So for those of you not familiar, this now is a junk 1708 mile, 800 mile E92 M3. I bought this from the Enthusiast Auto Group as part of my plan to part ways with my Le Mans Blue that was really dialed. It was like a 36 or 37,000 mile car. I did a giveaway on that car, and that giveaway basically funded this puppy and paid 120 grand for this thing. And again, the only reason I would do that was because the giveaway made a bunch of money. And so this has been a better experience than it was owning. I don't know, let me rephrase. I don't know if it's better. It's like a forbidden fruit experience. It's a very different experience than 2010 when I got my first E92 M3. It was a really big sort of seminal moment in my life. It was a huge upgrade from Hondas that I had experienced before. And so I had an S2000 at the time, and I bought and took delivery of a new Le Mans Blue. We called it a stripper, and it was a stripper version, no navigation. The only options it had was competition package, metallic paint. I think those are the only two options I had chosen for it. And the reason I did that was to keep the price down. It was like 65 grand or something at the time, but it was a huge purchase. I think my monthly payment was like almost $1,200 a month. It was a big deal. My wife had decided to stay home shortly after I bought that thing, so it was a lot of financial stress to own it. So that financial stress of the car, it made me love it almost too much. And I'd gotten water spots for the first time on that car. Did lots of different exhaust variants and figuring out suspension, and it was a sort of an evolutionary step in my figuring out of what to do and what not to do with the cars. And I think I did most things right, but it was also a car that had evolved my, paint correction chase. What is all this traffic? It's freaking Sunday at 9 o'clock in the morning. And then, the only reason I sold that car in 2014, I traded it in on my first 911. That was a 911 Carrera S. So I traded the car to get that 911 that I was stretching to get. And in a perfect world, I would have kept it. I think I had 15,000 miles on it when I traded it, so I bought it new, took delivery at the Performance Delivery Center, drove it home, got it all set up. It was my first experience of buying a bunch of parts and then I took the week off and worked on all the parts, getting the car sort of prepped, and it was such a great experience, but a stressful one. Every time I took it somewhere, I was just nervous someone was going to mess with it, and didn't want to put a lot of miles on it. And I actually lived 40 miles from my office, and so that's probably how I had gotten to 15,000 miles. But I sold that car in 14, and then I got another one in, when did I get the giveaway car? I think probably like 2018. So I was in a position where it was, I could get another one. I think I paid 44,000 for that car, 30,000 mile car. It had been in a front and rear, collision, a minor collision, and gotten a new bumper and gotten a new front and rear bumpers. So the car was clean. It was a car like this. No car like my 2010. It was a 2013. It had no navigation, manual seats, low option, Le Mans Blue. So then we, took the next step in modifying it and got that thing all set up. That was the first car I'd done. The American Racing header setup that I have on this. I did Brembo GT. All the things I wanted to do in 2010 that I couldn't do, I did to that car. It's really awesome. In last year, or I guess it would have been earlier this year, we did a pretty epic giveaway on my E92, and I had no intention of selling that car. I planned on keeping it for a long time unless I'd found something special. And so this car came up. Now this is Interlagos, not Le Mans. I still prefer Le Mans, but Interlagos is sort of richer. It's it's got a little purple hue to it. But the Interlagos Blue, I found this car in an Enthusiast Auto Group. It had 800 miles on it. They wanted $120,000 for it. And I thought, well, I'd bought the E46 for $60, I believe, that I had, a low mile E46, and it's just, I didn't like how the car sounded. I didn't like how it felt. So I made the decision to make the transition. I made the transition to trade in the E46, get this E92, and rest is history. So I've been driving the car a bit. I've put roughly a little less than 1,000 miles on it. 900 miles on the thing. Let's go this way because this freaking guy doesn't know how to drive. Yeah, so this thing has been magical experience. I've done all the things to it in performance steering wheel. This is the first one I've done a short shifter on. So this is a Auto Solutions autocross version of the short shifter. It's a little scary at first because it's super stiff, and it kind of breaks in a bit. And now it's pretty awesome. I don't love that it's shorter. I wish that I'd done a little bit taller. So to do this, I would suggest that you not do the stubby shifter. It is a bit more ergonomic where it is. I don't know, it just feels a little out of place in this, 2008 luxury level interior. But it feels a little looks a little bit low, but it feels good, to use the shift mechanism or the lever is pretty awesome. And it will shock you on how stiff it is, but then it breaks in really nicely. Even at, I probably only had it on here for 600 or 700 miles, but now it seems to be doing, which is really, really great. So even Cherry intake, carbon ceramic Brembos, which, are a freaking boatload of money. The Alpine MSS Tune, the crazy Öhlins TTX. I think I liked the Öhlins, the road and track a little bit better. I softened these up a bit the other day, took them a couple of clicks down, compression rebound, and probably need to play with it a little bit more. But Dynan sway bar, Dynan monoballs, it's really to me, a perfect setup. 359M wheels. I got a Redline, an Escort Redline, Passport Redline 360C that'll go right here. I've just got to put it in. I might put that in this week. And this car's pretty much complete. The seats, doing the M Performance seats is really changes the car's feel. They're not uncomfortable, but they hold you in so much better than the stock seats. The stock E92 brakes and seats, I think, are the two worst parts about this car. And those two things are what I think are can make the feel of the car much better. So I'm sitting about a finger and a half, maybe 2 inches lower. So now I have, you know, like the exact perfect height, my head and the ceiling. So the seating position's great. It's awesome. I don't plan to do anything else to this other than just drive it and enjoy it. And you know, it's going to be my garage queen, if you will. It's going to just kind of sit in the garage, and I'm going to drive it quite a bit, and probably put up, you know, 1,000 miles a year on the thing. I'll probably end up putting a little bit more mileage once I get out of this funk where I can only drive in this area you're seeing here, me drive right now, when I can start driving wherever the heck I want. Doesn't get much better than the sound of that. I'm telling you, I know that people don't believe that anybody who has an E92 knows this, but this car is 50 horsepower more between tune, intake doesn't do squat, headers. They already have long tube headers on the car, but a better header, if you will, and then the exhaust, which is now catless. So it's the decatting and the underdrive pulley. So the combination of all the stuff. I know this because in my first car I did a lot of back and forth to the dyno to see what kind of power I made over stock. And so I'm probably making somewhere around, you know, 40, 50, I doubt 60, but probably right around 400-ish horsepower at the wheels, probably around high twos, 290, 295 foot-pounds of torque. Which to me, you know, you can supercharge this very easily. About the only thing that would make this more awesome would be to do a dyno stroker. That would be incredible. I don't know if I want to go to that with this car. You know, I keep finding myself buying different newer cars and not liking them as much. You know, I thought maybe I should buy another one of these, lower mileage, and then do a dyno stroker and it'd be kind of cool for the video, to make some videos of do a dyno stroker, keep this NA, and do a ESS supercharged, or a HARP supercharged version of the car. It's super composed though. Even with just the slightly upsized tires, I find that I've got plenty of tire on this thing at a 255, 275 setup. Now, if I had more power, then I'd want to go to, you know, bigger 295 or something like that. You know, I've done so many different aftermarket wheels, and I just think that I'm just going to stick with this. If they do get the forged version of these and better offsets, I know there's some guys working on that. Maybe I'd consider doing something like that. But for now, these are. I've tried so many different wheels, and I always come back to these. So why not just stick with them? You know, I don't feel the car is not super fast, but it's fast enough. It feels right. It feels appropriate to me. When you're in it, I don't feel the car's underpowered. Now, if you're comparing it to an F80 or some other modern M3, it's going to feel slow, but pretty awesome. I mean, there's 100. I didn't even take the red line. I don't know why, but I tend to short shift this car a bit. I tend to shift it like 7,500. I think red line is set at 86. So it's 8,400 stock, and so the tune, we generally take it to 8,600. The turn in is really good. The braking is incredible now with the Brembo GT carbon ceramic. I mean, even this off camber turn, the car gets it, man. And the beauty of Brembo GT is there's no side effects. There's no negative to it. So anyway, that's the story. That's the update. Car's great. I have an ultimate clutch pedal for it that I ordered many, like 9 months ago. I still haven't gotten. But I can't really see myself doing anything else other than a radar detector and leaving this puppy alone. So, and just owning it, keeping it. You know, I've learned my lesson to never say forever, but theoretically I'd have this for a long time. This was a, you know, long-term build, long-term purchase. That's why I, you know, kind of wasted the money on the really expensive carbon ceramic brakes, but it's an awesome setup. See you on the next one.